Sponsored by Winwing Technologies. Full metal construction was not just a selling point, it was their baseline. God dang it. This is more stressful than I thought it would be. Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Time for our next suggested dogfight, and I'm so glad that you guys suggested this. One of the all-time great dogfights of history with two excellent dogfighters. We've got the World War II BF-109K-4 Kurfürst, made by Eagle Dynamics, versus the Spitfire Mark 9 low-flying B-Wing, again by Eagle Dynamics. We look at the Battle of Britain and all the way through to the end of the war, these two machines were fighting each other. Let's go through some numbers and then we'll go and do some shooting. First, which type of flight model? Both are PFM, the best type of flight model in DCS, including limited wind tunnel data. Weight, very important for a dogfighter. With 30% fuel, both are almost identical. 6,841 for the Kurfürst and 6,839, just £2 out for the Spitfire. Engines. In fact, I should say at one point, these aren't technically perfectly contemporary. The Kurfürst was mid to late 1944. The Spitfire was sometime during 1943. I think it was early 1943. So they're about a year out. And a year in World War II is actually quite a lot of development time. But in these guises, they were actually beautifully matched. Engines, the beating heart of the dogfighter. We had the DB605 V12 in the BF-109 with MW50 injection, that's 50% water, 50% methanol. It could achieve 1,825 horsepower. Now take these figures with a pinch of salt. One thing I've learned reading my books I'm reading at the moment is that these horsepower were always subject to change based on how good your mechanic was. These engines were to a certain extent tunable by the mechanic. With a good mechanic you could see plus 200 horsepower, maybe more. And on the Spitfire, I think probably my favourite piston engine of all time, the mighty Merlin 66 from Rolls-Royce, producing around 1,715 horsepower, again subject to tuning. It had the benefit of being massively powerful, almost as powerful as first Griffons, but also lightweight for excellent manoeuvrability. Thrust to weight ratio, one of the most important things of a dogfighter. For the Kurfürst, we had 587 horsepower per ton. Just to give you an idea how good that was, my Nissan sitting in the garage at the moment is a very old but fast car, and that does about 280 horsepower per ton. This does more than double that, and that was in 1944. Spitfire, just slightly less horsepower because of the engine. Again, remember, these aren't quite contemporary. 552 horsepower per ton. Weaponry in the V of the V12 of the Kurfürst, shooting through the fairing of the prop, a 30mm Mark 108 cannon. Note, this cannon is not really for shooting down manoeuvring fighters. It's for shooting down non-manoeuvring bombers and maybe ground targets. Very powerful if you get hit, but we're probably not going to be using much of that today. For the manoeuvring fighters, we have high-velocity 213mm Mk131 machine guns, which are in the upper cowling of the engine. On the Spitfire, we have the B-Wing. That is 2 Hispano 20mm cannons and 4 .303 caliber machine guns. So let's talk about predictions, RC. In terms of numbers, they're, well, near enough identical. In terms of weaponry, I personally would much rather have the weaponry of the Spitfire. 2 20mm cannons with tracers, relatively high velocity, and 4 small gun versus essentially just 2 13mm machine guns on the Kurfürst. I would go for the Spitfire every time. I know it has limited ammo, but bearing in mind the 30mm cannon just isn't much used against a manoeuvring target. Any thoughts there?
I would agree with you on that. I mean, it is limited. Both are going to be limited.
Yeah. Now, there's another really important thing I'll see that aren't shown. The wing. The wing is so different in these two aircraft. The wing loading is very different. You've got a much lower wing loading in the Spitfire. What does this mean? It means it can turn a lot better. The aircraft with the lower wing loading is always going to turn better, excluding things like vectored thrust. This means that I've clocked the full wing Spitfire in DCS and probably real life at 26 degrees per second sustained turn at sea level. To give you an idea of how good that was, bear in mind this is 1943, the only jet aircraft that I've ever known to be better than that is the F-22 using its fancy nozzles, which can sustain 28 degrees per second. But bear in mind that can only have 20 seconds of fuel, whereas the Spitfire can do this with 5 minutes of fuel. In a straight up turn fight, that makes the Spitfire one of the best turn fighters in history. Now, the Kurfürst does not have that wing, it does not have that turn. It's about 4 degrees per second down on a sustained turn, and that's even using manoeuvre flaps. Spitfire does not have manoeuvre flaps, by the way. But you take away that big wing, what do you get? You get more speed. So the Kurfürst has, I apologise, I forgot to get the figures, but it's like 40-50 miles an hour faster than the Spitfire. It's definitely faster. So it's speed versus turn ability. And that's exactly how it was in real life. Every book I've read said that as soon as a Messerschmitt of equal time period got on the back of a Spitfire, the Spitfire would go into a 6G sustained turn, and the Kurfürst would have to leave it alone and go away. Other way round, the Kurfürst would just put its nose down, get 400 miles an hour, and just run away, and the Spitfire couldn't catch up. In terms of climb, on paper, the Spitfire has a better climb in game. I actually find that the BF-109 has better climb in reality due to restrictions with the engines, assuming a mediocre pilot. Sorry for the long spiel, but in summary, statistics nearly equal. Guns, I would give it to the Spitfire. Turn, I would give it to the Spitfire. Speed, I would give it to the Kurfürst. Climb, I would just about give it to the Kurfürst, making them overall probably about equal. It's going to be really who can use the aircraft to their best attributes. Any final predictions upon which one you think will win, RC?
I have no idea.
I actually want the Kurfürst to win. It's actually my favourite aircraft probably of World War II. I just love the engineering of it. However, I think probably the Spit will win. Slightly better guns, and its turn ability means that it can probably win every dogfight. And in real life, I think you'd probably find the same. Anyway, out of interest, the K4 Kurfürst is not my favourite. I think the G6 is probably my favourite, but a Kurfürst is an all-time good. Also, don't forget the Kurfürst could actually have 2 20mm cannon under its wings. Can't do that in DCS, but you can do that in real life. Make it an absolute powerhouse. However, there was a drag penalty. I'll stop talking now and we will fight. Before we go, valued viewers, quick talk about the engine maintenance. Half of the skill of dogfighting these aircraft is not destroying your own engine. In the Kurfürst, it pretty much does it all itself. It's a very modern design. It has an auto governor in almost every way. Coolant flaps will open when they're needed automatically. I have a certain amount of MW50, which is going to be shown in that gauge there, or at least if I've got MW50 or not. When it runs out, I will have a massive lack of power at that point because this engine relies on MW50 for its power. RC with the Merlin 66 does not have a fully automated engine. He will do his own flap cows. I suggest us as relative warbird noobs flying the Spitfire probably just keep the coolant flaps open in a dogfight. It's going to be the safest thing. Otherwise, same thing. Watch out for not being on wet water on emergency power for too long. Watch out for the cylinder pressures, i.e. not chucking the engine too far forward, too far back too quickly. And just keeping the speed relatively high to keep the engine cool and going. And just common sense stuff. Okay, RC, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, valued viewers. First thing I'm going to do, I know it's going to be a hard fight, so I'm going to go flaps to 20%. No firing on first pass, gentleman's merge as GR rules. Okay, my flaps are 20% down. I have manoeuvre flaps, obviously, and they're absolutely required. I can't beat him in a turn fight, so I'm going to go vertical, power on, MW50 on, let him go into a turn. He will always win a turn.
You know what?
A little bit too aggressive.
Yeah.
What
I might have just lost you.
I've actually lost him here. F5 is allowed because we don't want this to last all day. Okay, there he is. Right, you may have lost me, but I've not lost you.
No, I see you now.
Going to go into a lag pursuit. Okay, I've got the energy here, and I've got the speed. This is exactly where I want to be. I can now dive down on him, whack the MW50 on. I'm going to straighten the flaps back out. And now in full pursuit mode. I'm going for lead, and I'm going to go for a shot. I might even put some cannon in here as well. Missed. Flaps back on. I'm just going to let him eat into his altitude. Stay above. Too much G on.
Well, I just blacked out.
Flaps back up. MW50 on.
I'm done.
Wow, okay.
I blacked out.
Okay, right, that's that. We'll do it again, I'll say, back to spectators. Dangerous machines, they are dangerous. There's no G-suits here, and they'll pull more than 6G, and they'll black the pilot out. So moderation is part of the skill. 3, 2, 1, go. Get my flaps sorted. The stream is asking why I put flaps on. It gives me a better minimum radius turn. It gives me a better sustained turn rate. 3 degrees per second more turn rate. There he is. I can see him. He's in. Oh, look how quickly he turned there. That is dangerous for me. Okay. I'm going to take it into the vertical again. I don't think he can come up here with me. I can see his energy low. Probably going to fry his engine, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to rely on the weak point of the Spitfire here. Oh no, he's going to get me. He missed. Okay, change of plan. I screwed that up. I'll admit that. Flaps back out. MW50 on. Now, one thing I know about a Spitfire is it can't dive like this. I've got to be careful because of compressibility, obviously. Now look how much distance I've got on him. Flaps going down. Oh, I just can't get rid of him. Okay, he can't get a shot on me at least. So much better in the vertical than I thought he was going to be. Seriously underrated that Spitfire. Okay, I've got to do something else. Damn it.
Hit.
Got that. Right. I've just exited the fight because I just couldn't win that. We need a good curve first pilot on here, really. MW50 on. Not gonna lie, I'm not actually sure how to win this. That's not to say it can't win, because it absolutely can, but... Okay, I've got some distance. I'm gonna try again. I think he's lost me. I think he's lost me. Okay, now we've got a chance. Now we get to come in and do the boom boom. Give the engine a rest. Flaps up. Remove the drag.
You are leaking something.
I'll be okay, I'll say. Don't you worry about me. Ah, come on! Couldn't get a shot. Right. Flaps down. Lost him. Go away, I'll see you, hideous man. Oh, I just cannot beat him. It's so frustrating. Okay, let's go low. Flaps up. It's always inside my turn, whatever I do. I'm resorting to the one thing I really think I've got over him, which I think I'm going to have speed and climb. Just got to watch my engine temperatures here. And over the top we go. Flaps down.
Hits.
Ow! Son of a... God dang it. This is more stressful than I thought it would be.
Your tail is looking a little chewed up.
You worry about my
tail. But then my engine is off.
Oh yes! Look at that! Now here's one of the... Here's a weak point of the Merlin 66, valued viewers. It hates going high, it hates going slow. 1700 horsepower without the necessary coolant. I think he's just fried his engine. Right, it's not a very sexy win, but if I can just drag him out now, if I can just drag it out, I might be able to get an engine win here. I've actually completely lost him to the bad point. Oh, leave me alone, I see. There he is. Here, look at him smoking, look at him frying. And it's a valid tactic to use if you can't win fair and square. Burn the other guy's engine. Another tactic you can use is snapping wings. You can snap a Spitfire's wings in certain moves. I'm not good enough to do it, but... Right, RC. Everything has changed. And I'm not going to lie, I got a bit of luck there. RC got a little bit greedy.
Yeah, I did shred your tail, so I felt good about that.
I'm actually struggling to control the plane, but we won't let him know about that. Okay, we are both wounded now. We're both wounded deers. I've got real lack of control from the rear end, but he's got an engine that's only going to get worse and worse, so he's got to drag that out. Flaps up. I'm going to make as little work for my engine as possible.
Plus, I'm out of ammo, so...
Oh, this is going to be a win for me.
It's a moot point. It's only a win if you can make it back to base.
Roger. Yep. I'm going to nurse my engine. Nurse my little engine. Visibility on this thing's so annoying. Always struggle with the visibility on this curve first. It's always in the way. It's always something in the way. Alright. We're going to drag this out to the bitter end, RC. I could easily stall at any point with my bad tail. God, there's such a rudder heavy aircraft.
Alright. I am safe.
Yeah. Oh, you really are safe. Okay. We're going to put that down as a curve first win. And that's actually a really good way. I'm going to pause it there, RC, because it's really interesting. From what I read, that is actually a real way of killing a Spitfire. I just couldn't beat you in a turn fight, whatever I do. I tried vertical, you win. I tried turn, you win. I tried running away and turning around, and that would work if I was going to go like 20 miles and then turn around, but this would be the longest dogfight ever and would be very boring if I did that.
Yeah, well, but if you went... Yeah.
But what I'm saying is there are tactics where a BF-109 can be superior, and that is... But it's very boring. It's like running away 20 miles where you just can't keep up, then turning and then going up, climbing with that speed, and I can get a little bit above you, kind of vulture down on you, but, you know, it'll be a half an hour long video and it would be boring. So I committed to more of a turn fight with small little runaways just to save myself. Now, the one thing I managed to get there is I did manage to take you up high, and although you shot me up, we did manage to burn your engine out, which is great. And it, like I said, I've read of that being a real thing before, so it just shows what can be done. Anyway, I'm itching to get... I don't think I can win a square and fair turn fight from what I've seen so far. So I would like to now get in the Spit and see what it's like from the other side. The roles will reverse. So I don't have the speed anymore, but I do have the turn. And I'm going to turn inside him all day. I'm going to try and use that like he did for me. I do have a more vulnerable engine, so I've got to be just a little bit careful about it. Not slam those throttles forward or do anything crazy. Again, if he goes up to the vertical, I can't follow him because I'll burn my engine out. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to just do my... all you need to set up is your flaps when you're ready to turn. That's about it. One small problem with the Spit is that the reflector sight is so low on the engine cowling, as it is in real life. Merge. 3, 2, 1, merge. Hey, little Merlin. Oh, the turn on it, RC. The turn. One thing to mention about the 109 is it does have compressibility problems, as do all warbirds. So don't go down too fast in a dive because you will lose control. I've actually lost him. I've completely lost him. I'm F5ing. Okay. I'm going to take it a chance to rest my engine. He's in those clouds somewhere. There he is. Alright, Mr. F-16. Come out of the clouds. Let's go and get him, boys. Okay, it looks like he's going for speed, energy. It'll work, but it's a bit of a dangerous game as well, because compressibility is such a factor in that plane. Okay. Wet. Chase him down. Now, I can't outrun him, but what I can do is turn inside him. So every time he makes a turn, I'll turn inside him, and that will chew the distance between us. Okay, he's going high. Well, let's let him do that. Let's not fall into the trap. One way or another, I know he has to come down, so I'm going to wait. F5 is allowed as well, just to expedite the fights, otherwise it will take all day. There he is. Right, so I'm going to turn inside him again here. I'm not going to go full power because the engine's going to get too hot. I can see him struggling a bit. He's going for a turn in. And guns. Now we've got a fight on.
Oh, not even close.
Now we've got a fight on. Right, careful not to whack the engine up too high. Oh, too quickly. Pretty much impossible to stall the Spitfire because of its wing loading. Ah, lost him again. There he is. God, he's fast. I mean, to be fair to RC, he's probably doing it right. He's massive energy, massive speed to avoid getting into that nasty turn fight where the Spit rules. A bit rusty with the ye old Spit. Careful not to over rev. Slowly work the throttle up. Oh sugar, I just lost him. How did that happen? Slowly walk the throttle up. Turn inside him. I make him doing all this work and I'm not really doing anything. I think else will run out of petrol before too long. Careful about that over rev. Up we go. I should say at this point, as you probably noticed, we are absolutely not experts in warbirds. We're just laymen, amateurs. Okay, might be able to get him here. Ah, God. Throttle forward slowly. Okay. Get some lead on. Patience. On the plus side, I haven't seen... I've got a Hispano hit, that will do. I haven't seen him get his nose on me yet, which is good. So I'm just sitting back, doing the right thing, making him work. Slowly throttle forward. Okay. Chew into his turn. Where's he going now? Okay, he might overcompress. No, he's got it.
Yeah, I can't get on you, so
yeah.
Take me, finish me. There's no way to get on you.
Trying. Really struggling with the gun sight, to be honest. Two lame horses. Well, we'll go to the end. Might get an engine failure. Man, you're taking Hispano hits.
Yeah. Here, I'll mellow out.
How did you just go off? Okay, are you conceding, RC?
You gotta shoot me.
Alright, fine.
I was conceding to let you shoot me, but you weren't doing it. I'm not dead yet.
Then we continue.
visibility's better in the Spit too.
Oh god, I just cannot hit you. I must admit, RC's made himself a very difficult target today.
I did finally got you on my nose.
Yeah. Some fights going on.
I am shaking and shuddering like crazy though.
Good.
Oh, is that me?
Oh, got another hole. Oh, both radiators are out. Right. This shouldn't last for too long. That's the beauty of the 7. That is the use of the 303 point. You know, I'm trying to say the machine gun. They'll never take a plane down, but just one bullet through a radiator will eventually lead to. I can see definitely both radiators out now, and he's having to fly much slower. Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh,
yeah, finally! Wow, it was. Okay, Valley Viewers, I'm not going to lie, that wasn't a masterclass, but we did actually show that the relative strength and weaknesses of both fighters pretty well there. Oh, oh, brilliant.
A draw.
Brilliant. Only happens to us. Friggin' unbelievable. Get out, man. Get out.
I'm dead.
Oh, face. Why did the plane explode there? Okay. Boom. That was, Anyway, although technically the BF-109 won, I think, every round there, I think it was clear that, as predicted, the Spitfire was just the much better dogfighter there in terms of turn, and in ways in terms of a vertical fight as well, in some ways. It was never struggling. The only way we managed to beat it was just getting in a climb for so long that its engine failed, and, well, me crashing into you accidentally. That's, you know, and you did your best by flying everywhere at 600 kilometers an hour, and it worked because it made gunnery very hard for me. It's hard for me to keep up. But you were never really in danger of actually shooting me there, because it's almost, again, the only way really to do it with non-expert pilots is to fly away for 20 miles and then come back if you really want to, and circle above. So
well, you shot me, so I just wasn't flying as well as I could have probably.
Did I shoot you? When was that?
When I was in the Spit.
When you were in Spit? Did I? Are you sure? Because I remember frying your engine only. I don't actually remember shooting.
Oh, you're right.
No, I didn't shoot you. No, you were almost 6 for the whole thing, which proved that is just the better dogfight. It's as simple as that. Okay, valued viewers. So, summary. I'm sorry if that took so long, but it was okay. It was a little bit fun. Again, we like doing real dogfights as well. We don't like doing kind of exhibition dogfights. We like, I mean, it's pros and cons for both, but that's just how we like to do it anyway. So the best thing for a turn fight and a tight-in fight, definitely Spit all the way. Best thing for boom and zoom, clearly the BF-109. Anything to add on, RC?
Nope.
Hope you enjoyed that, and see you later.